KWT slaying.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. Today is going to be very important. The moves we got to make and how we can coordinate on the continent and how we're supposed to handle the fall of the dollar. Interesting times. T3 and me say hello to the family.
Shalom.
Shalom, family. Hello, what's going on? Hope y'all doing all right over there.
Stepping Stone say hi to the family.
Salama, everyone. How are you?
Yes, salama and Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Hope you are doing well.
Brother Kara say hi to the family.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Salama, Yemi, Shalom.
Journey with us, say hi to the family.
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom, guys. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, so before we get started, I have a quick question to the panel. What do you all think about the current economic status? Because, I mean, apparently France just joined China, right? Economically speaking, everybody jumping ship. They see the Titanic sinking. So the dollars you got in your pocket ain't going to be worth much pretty soon. Just a quick answer, just keep it short. T3 and me, what you think?
What more do you need to see?
Yeah.
You see the ship sinking, right?
Yeah, if you see the ship sinking, if you see the ones who believed in it the most are abandoning ship, what more do you need to see than to know, like, see the writing on the wall?
Yeah, because like a lot of the Europeans are like flocking to Mexico, South America, and even here, Zanzibar especially, like there's a lot. They're dropping it off by plane loads, thousands at a time over here. And I'm like, these folks see what's going on, and I'm just like, well, everything's happening right on schedule.
Yeah. Stepping Stones, what's your thought?
My thought is you got two choices. Like Brother Tim said, you can jump off the boat or you can stand there and play the violin.
It's no time to be afraid. If you're gonna be afraid, you better be afraid to be staying over there in the West.
Brother Karras, what's your thoughts?
My thought is simply this. Did you hold up your follow through when you jumped back, hit that 3-pointer that was 5 feet beyond the arc over by the half court shot, and then you did your little swish and you were doing your little 3 sign, running down to the other side of the court, looking like Steph Curry, because that fadeaway that hit some folks. That was a shocker to the heart. That was that game 7. Last minute, the championship got called. Folks are crying in the stands, popcorn flying everywhere. I mean, this is what it's looking like.
Yeah, it's over.
Johnny, with us, what's your thought?
Like Brother Tim said, plain and simple. What more do you see? What more do you need to see? Because we see it already. We see a lot of Europeans coming over here, even where we are in Tonga. Like it's literally bus loads coming out to come eat at restaurants and stuff that we see. So they definitely see it. Our people just gotta open their eyes to see.
Yeah, it's all prophesied too, This isn't anything that we should be afraid of or be like shocked about. We knew this was coming, just like when we saw the pandemic, we saw the writing on the wall. So you just have prepare and be ready, because the Gentiles' reign is coming to an end. So we should be rejoicing.
Hallelujah.
So the ones that's coming on the continent, they know they're gonna be serving us, right?
If they don't know, they're gonna find out.
All right. So T3ME, you all had a slide you wanted to share.
Yes. Let me go ahead and share our screen. All right. So basically, I know some of you guys have heard about what happened with Repat Book and everything, but all praise to the Most High. He blessed us with another website, our own website. So it's called t3me.org. It'll be live after this call. But basically, we wanted to just go over two things as it pertains to the conversation we're having today about investments in Africa. So basically, we just wanted to talk about the Eco Village, touch on it real quick, and also talk about some investments that you guys can get into here. So first, we'll start with the Eco Village.
Let me ask you: is that a PDF or a website?
But I'll let you go ahead and start.
Is that a PDF or a website?
This website.
I tell you what? If you could send me the link in the chat, I'll share it because I think it's using up some of your bandwidth.
Okay, let me share in a private chat. All right, I just sent it over.
All right.
But basically, while he's pulling that up, we can go ahead and talk a little bit about the Eco Village.
Yeah, so guys, with the Eco Village that we have going on, we've had a lot of inquiries lately with everything that's going on in America, and we decided it's important that we give you guys a little bit more information on what we're doing. I know people have been watching and wondering and thinking, like, is this something that we're just doing for ourselves? Is everyone invited? Is everyone welcome to join and get land? Yes, it's for the entire community. For those who have the right mindset, for those who are really trying to come and build and really trying to put your family in a better position and be able to go through the ups and the downs of what comes with coming together within the community. We are providing a space for that, for people to come and join us and like come and build and do what we all are called to do, what we feel in our spirits. So we're providing the space for people to come and purchase land and do business if you want to do, or if you want to put your house on the land, we're doing that as well. But we trying to do everything together so we can do group economics and really get back into the ancient ways of us bartering and working and helping each other out as a village.
Yeah. So basically within the village,
y'all can tell me where you want me to scroll.
Okay, you can go to the tab that says invest with us.
That says what?
Invest with us. So basically, there's several opportunities for investment. The two that we're focusing on here right now are agriculture investments and water investments. So I don't know if you're familiar with the statistics, but agriculture is the largest industry in Tanzania, as well as many of the other sub-Saharan African countries. So getting into farming, growing your own food is going to be really, really important going forward, not only for economics, but also just to escape, what's going on with the world. We see like the world is going towards BRICS and going towards those standards. So it's going to be very important to have assets, so acquiring land and also being able to grow your own food. So we're going to be having investors roundtable here in sometime this month. We'll announce the date soon, But for those who are interested in investing in agriculture, who are interested in investing in the land, the eco village, and also water investment, so atmospheric water and digging boreholes, then you guys are all invited to join the roundtable.
Yeah. And as of now, Mona, the president of the country over here, she's actually put a program in place to where they're actually like focusing and trying to educate the youth and give the youth acreage on within farming. So they're like trying to incentivize people on farming because so many people are looking down on it, unfortunately. Like people think that farming is slave work. So it's definitely like a wide open opportunity for those who are interested because yeah, they're as of now, they've allocated, I would say, maybe tens of thousands of in different regions to be gifted to different like groups of youth and teenagers in different areas to teach them how to farm. So once we come in as an authority and teaching people how to farm and investing in boreholes to help farmers get into a better position, we will be able to show the government that we're actually here trying to help and not just trying to take like most people try and do. So yeah, like my wife said, the table will be open, and we're definitely inviting, you know, anyone who's interested in stepping into the arena of agriculture and getting your money out of you know, the situation that it's in right now, and put it into something tangible.
Karibu.
So this is the land that you all had purchased that we saw out there.
Yeah. Yeah, so within the community that we already have, some of the landowners are allocating some of their land to be planted on. And also we have access to some of the land that's adjacent to where we are. And the owners of those pieces of plots are selling it to us if we're coming in to do agriculture. We have the ability to rent it out in the beginning. And then once we begin to see a return, then we can go and purchase the same land that we're renting on.
Or vice versa, we can purchase.
Yeah.
It depends. Like we can purchase it. We've already acquired 18 acres, so there's still a lot of land available. So, you know, for the purposes of building your house, for the purposes of farming and water investments, is basically what we're interested in.
So by you all doing this, do you think the Tanzanian government will give you all residency status?
Definitely. I just think, you know, we're so used to everything in America. Everything is so fast, and you think like, you know, as long as I can go and pay my money, I should be able to get it. But it's deeper than money here. You got to build relationships. You got to show these people that you're really here to build and work with them. Then they will respect you. You have to prove yourself first. It takes a little time for you to prove yourself to some people. So, you know, once they see that you're someone that's actually helping the community, and then by, you know, having the connection with the local government, that can only go up to more governmental officials. And like once they talk to their people, then they'll say, hey, these people over here are really helping us. So it's only helping you out more and more. So yeah, and then go ahead.
I would say they've pretty much given us the blueprint for how we need to operate as a nation here. They want us to come together on a business venture, like a chamber of commerce, like business, something that is going to be like on the realms of like real estate or land. That's how these other groups are doing it. Like the Chinese and the Indians, they're coming here and they're purchasing plots of land. They're opening up. It's really contributing to the economy in a meaningful way, and not just on an individual basis. They've come together as a nation. So this is like, we know what we need to do. The problem is about actually doing it and getting people on board to actually do it and stick through with it. That's the dilemma.
So let me ask you, is the business model you all having, is it an investment model or is it a nonprofit model, or what is it?
It's an investment model. So you can purchase land and you can have your own land. And then there's also opportunities for investment. So you don't necessarily have to purchase land in order to invest in the agricultural side of what we're doing.
Okay, and y'all gonna put up more information, I guess, as you move forward.
Yeah, we're gonna have a roundtable here soon, in the next couple of weeks. So we'll announce on our channel, and I'll send you an email as well. So whoever's interested in either purchasing land or simply just investing in farming, then, you know, this is the opportunity for you to join and get some more information and really, you know, start transferring your dollars into assets.
So is there anything else on the website you wanted me to show?
No, there's some other tabs on there, but you guys can go through it at your own leisure. That was the two most important things we wanted to touch on.
Okay, great. All right, stepping stones to home. So, in terms of what's happening today economically throughout the world, you and I was having a brief discussion earlier about the economy, about the dollar, about being able to survive there, and also, I know you all have built a water tower there and boreholes. Can you talk about some of that?
Yes. And like what Tim and Siobhan were saying, here on the continent, you have to show your work. That's something that we've talked about on our channel before. And so one of the things we're doing, our immediate communities that we live in, we see the needs. And so we're here to meet those needs, because it then shows the government that we're actually here to help and to improve the way the country is. We're not here to take away. So the school, they didn't have any running water. And so we were told by the local government that was an imminent need. And so we were able to get together with a lot of the diaspora and put that water tower there. So now the school has fresh running water, and it's actually drinkable water, so they can drink, they can flush toilets, they can wash their hands, because they didn't have any of that. And so there are other needs at the school. And so we're working with the school and our immediate community to help them to where the school gets to where it needs to be. So it's just one of the things we're doing, just like we say, because they take notice of this. We've already met a lot of the top government officials through this one project. And so they watch every little thing that we do. And so as you're doing these things, and you're doing these things in the right manner, it helps the diaspora that's coming behind us. And so what we have done, we started a group of diaspora who desire to do business on the continent. I know that some people desire to invest in businesses, but then there are ones that desire to open businesses. And so what we have done is started a group of diaspora that are coming to the US, to Tanzania, or coming just to the continent. And we started just merging groups, the teachers that want to build schools, the ones that want to get into agriculture, merging them together, the ones that want to get into infrastructure, merging them together so that they can work together to come up with businesses that they can start together. Because some people don't have the funds to start a business on their own. But if we can put our funds together, we can start businesses that can bring big impact here on the continent. So all of those things are going to get the attention of the governments, not just in Tanzania, but wherever our people are. And it's going to help make it easier for our people to transition here on the continent. And it's going to help put the income in our people's pockets, being that we see the dollar is falling. So it's one or two ways. You're going to either invest in something, or you're going to start a business here on the continent, so that when that dollar falls completely, you have some income coming in somewhere here on the continent.
So what would that investment look like as well? Would that be through regular investment into a business or a nonprofit?
So this group, all the people who are getting into infrastructure, what they're doing is coming up with a business model for them to come together as one entity, one business right now. Now, the more people we get, and there can be more businesses that are started under this. It's not just one single business. Right now, I think for infrastructure, there's about 6 people that have come together to start a business for infrastructure. And then there's I think about 10 people in the education area that have come together to strategize on what type of entity, whether business or nonprofit, they're going to put together to start here on the continent. So how those different sectors are going to operate, I only know for certain right now that infrastructure is doing a business. We have our third meeting actually coming up tomorrow, where we're going to find out what the education department has come up with, if they're going to do an NGO or a business, and also the agriculture people, whether they have decided to do an NGO or a business. So as more people want to join in, we're trying to connect people who don't have the funds, that they have the opportunity to have a business. That way, if you have a business, you can get residency.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna come back to you, brother Steve, but I want to go to Journey with us because I want to have the conversation about the infrastructure along with Covenant Awakening and Brother Michael, because they're doing something similar and how we all can work together with that. But I want to get Journey with us, talk about their business out there and what they're doing and what they see happening. So Brother Shai and Sister Tiffany, what's y'all thought?
Yeah. So we're focusing on building a cabin on our land right now. Our goal was always to get into real estate, and tiny homes are huge out here because that's basically the way of life they use. And so we found a plot of land in the mountains pretty high up, and the villagers, they welcomed us into the village. And one of our suggestions would be to actually find a village that you can become a part of, because they open doors that the diaspora and lawyers and people can't open. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, exactly. So like our main thing is kind of like real estate, just trying to like build for our people, for the locals, that we can like show them, that this is possible. And just how everybody said, like if you really prove yourself to the governments here, they will open doors that we really can't see right now, but in the future, it'll work out for our benefit. So we're doing this for, because like the scriptures say, you got to leave an inheritance for your children's children. So we got lots of children. So like I said, we gotta start building fast. As everybody know, the US dollar is falling. So like that's our main focus, to really try to get our children in line. Also because our oldest he's about to be 12 years old, so he's a preteen, and it's coming up fast. I know that we're focused on everything that's happening in the world, but sometimes we just really got to focus on the next step that's right in front of us. So yeah, that's really our main thing, is really try to build for our people to come. Like say our business here, we really just use our skills and talents to fund the projects that we're doing. So we want to build just whatever land that we obtain, we want to build on. That's including boreholes, that's including real estate, solar, just really everything that our people need to be sustainable with.
So let me ask you: do you all lease the land for 100 years, or how does that work?
Yeah, they have a 99-year lease here. So you own the land, but it's like a 99-year lease that you get from, I wouldn't call it like a chiefdom, but historically in the region we're in, that's like what it was called. But now it's the local government that you lease the land from, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So Brother Karis and Brother Michael and Brother Steve. So my question to you all, so you all pretty much have a similar idea on the infrastructure, and how can we all work together to accomplish these things? Because Brother Steve, you all going down one path on the local front, and Karis and Brother Michael and Oral, they're pretty much, I guess, continent wide, they're trying to. So I'm gonna ask this question first to Brother Karras, and then we'll have Brother Steve respond, and then Brother Mike.
Okay. Shalom, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Jacoby. You're gonna have to re-ask that question because I'm still trying to get Brother Oral on here. The enemy is fighting us hard today.
So Stepping Stones to Home, they're working on infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you and Oral and Mike are working on an infrastructure nonprofit.
That's correct.
And so, some kind of way, maybe we could coordinate this together and work together, because Brother Steve and I was talking about how the dollar is pretty much going to be worthless.
Yes.
So the more we can invest in assets,
Yes.
right, the better. And the sooner we take those dollars while it's still somewhat strong, that's what we need to do. And we need to move like yesterday, right? So
absolutely.
So I guess with this, what's happening in the economy, how do we coordinate? And really, I know you all are moving fast. You got your website up pretty quick, and y'all working on some things. How can we coordinate? So that's why I want you to talk first on what you're doing, Brother Karras, and then I'm gonna go to Brother Steve, and then Brother Mike.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Brother Jacoba, for having us on. Thank you all for on the panel, for being here. This is a time that we're looking at that's like no other, and that can't be stated lightly. This week, my week started off totally different, but the problem is it's a good problem, right? Because the Most High is leading us in a great direction. So I represent myself, Michael, and Brother Oral. We represent Quest to Unite Africa, and we've incorporated under the nonprofit organization of Quest #2 Unite Africa, and that's with a K. So what we're looking at is we're starting regionally, right? And that region is number one, Malawi, Tanzania, and Uganda. And we're trying to essentially establish infrastructure, equipment, and things pertaining to that. So when people say, well, I want to get a village, I want to, develop land, I want to do this, hey, that's great. However, there's a lot of other nuances that's there. You got to get in heavy equipment. You got to get in things to move that earth. You got to get in bulldozers. You got to get in like the heavy duty trucks to get the dirt on out there. You got to even get places, quarries to break up the stone and things of that nature. And then that stone can be processed for cement. There's all sorts of different resources and tools that's available. And the great thing is that what we're trying to do is provide for those resources to go to those businesses that are already there and established. Hey, if you need this forklift, if you need this backhoe, if you need this, well, guess what? We have it on order. It's coming from this organization. It's coming here. It's going there. Now, what we're doing, and as a nonprofit, we're also asking for grants, right? And these grants, we have to operate in Babylon. We're operating in Babylon, but Babylon doesn't have much further to go. However, folks are trying to find out what they can do. How can I get a tax write-off? How can I do this? Well, send your equipment and we'll send it on forward. And then they do what they need to do to calculate what assets that they have and things of that nature for whatever equipment they have. But that's not the only thing. What we're trying to also do is once it gets on the continent, how do we fix the equipment? How do we maintain the equipment? Right? So you have to have maintenance there, and you have to teach people how to keep things maintenance. Oh, well, we need this bolt, or we need this screw, we need this nut. Well, we can order it, or guess what we can do? We have the materials there. We can fabricate it. We can build it on up. And guess what also ends up happening? You can start to build your own equipment. So all these things that are there starts to, it creates the foundation that you're working your way to something bigger, to something better. But this allows for those that logistical support to be there to help the folks. Hey, you know what? We got this through this nonprofit. We got this through this, do that. This is what ends up happening. So all we're doing is when we're showing the model and we're showing, hey, we have people on the ground, we have people that we're networking with, we have folks that that have chiefs that can, they want to give us land. Okay, well that's great, but we need to put a slab there. We need to have some sort of a road there. So guess what? During the rainy season, that equipment doesn't get stuck during these times. It can work about in the austere conditions, right? And then it's improving upon roads, because then you have to do piping for sewage, oil, return sewage. Okay, well, where does that return sewage go? Well, then we need something to clean out, to filter on out, to get the waste on out there so there can be clean water. So all of these things, our people have all of the knowledge and skill sets. You wouldn't believe the week that I've had with people saying, hey, I can do this, I have that, I can write this, I can do that. And it's still going, right? And it's a quest to unite Africa. This is the land that we're going to, whether people want to believe it or not. Because again, and I want to state this, it's a 501c3 for the purposes to help to build up the businesses that's there. So when the businesses don't have to say, man, I have to go out of pocket to get this equipment. No, you don't. Man, that equipment's sitting on over there. Go and get it. Have at it. It's yours. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's great. Because guess what? These folks are delivering it to us. How did you work out the transportation costs and things of that nature? We got it taken care of. We're going to have campaigns. We're going to have a different strategies groups. We're going to have a different operations, tactical things, right? You have to come up. What's the grand plan? What's the grand strategy? Well, we're trying to get this here. How are we going to do this through this particular set, right? We have three, 4 sets, right? How will that move? Well, these particular companies can do it. How will that go? Well, you can ship it. How long will that shipping take? Well, it'll take this long. How much would that cost us? Well, we could do this, or if it's a nonprofit, you can do that, and they write off the difference. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. Business is great, but guess what? There's a buy-in when the people here are saying, just take this equipment off of me. Just get the stuff off of me. Because why? Because it's sitting here as, I have to pay insurance on this. I have to maintain this. I have to do that. And guess what? As this dollar continues to devalue, people are really going to start putting things up on the auctions. Hey, you can try to get a residual return or just write it off. And that's where we come on in.
All right, so I'm gonna go to Brother Steve, Stepping Stones. Brother Steve, so based upon what you heard from Brother Karras, do you see a way that we can all start working together with this infrastructure?
Yes, indeed. Brother Karras, I think you've been eavesdropping on one of our meetings. I'm just messing with you. Because the things that you're talking about.
I've been in your meetings. I've been listening. Trust me. I was there.
I know. I'm just messing with you. But no, everything Brother Karras is saying, like we mentioned earlier, the group that we put together that has been trying to figure out how we can open up some things here on the continent, and not just Tanzania. Sub-Saharan Africa is our land. So just here on the continent, period. We have people, like my wife said, in education who want to help with curriculums, want to help with schooling, and also people who are in the medical industry. And then also with the infrastructure, which is the side that me and my wife are in, we ourselves have opened an NGO here called Zion Urban Development. And we are doing directly what you're talking about, Karis. We have missions now with the transportation for getting things picked up from the port. As you know, there are here in Tanzania, there's 3 ports. There's one that they're finishing construction on in Bagamoyo, one in Dar es Salaam, and then the one here in Tanga where we are, which they are redoing because the pipeline is coming from Uganda to bring oil here to Tonga. But we definitely can do some work together because we have people that have equipment that we're working on getting over here right now. So this is exactly what you're talking about. So yes, to answer your question, we can do some work together.
All right. So I know Brother Mike's supposed to be going down there soon. Brother Mike, you want to talk about that? And maybe y'all could hook up together.
Yes. Are they located in the same city?
Where y'all located in Tanzania, Brother Steve?
We are in Tonga. It's about 6 hours outside of Dar es Salaam.
Okay. And T3 and me is in the same location? Are they?
Wait, where y'all at, Brother Tim and Siobhan? Y'all muted.
Yeah, we're in Bagamoyo, where the other port is that Stephen mentioned, the Bagamoyo port. So this is also like a really good location as well. Any of those port areas are good places to invest in. So yeah, we're not in the same city, to answer your question.
And let me ask right quick, journey with us, where y'all located?
Oh, we're here in Tonga, about 20 minutes away from Stepping Stones to home.
Oh, okay. All right, back to you, Brother Mike.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, I know we can do some come together as and work and do business together. I know that for a fact. It's just a matter of finding out, what is it that they are looking for to get done, and for what we're working with, and the things we're bringing, and it's just really truly working together. The only thing I would say, I would like to see more African brothers on the continent that on these type of calls to bring them in. I mean, I understand all 3 of these brothers, they brothers and sisters, they're from, African American. And so, and it's nice to have them there, and where we can really, truly have equipment, whatever they need, we provide. Training, we provide. Whatever they need in order for their particular location, we'll try our best to, give these brothers what they need in order for us to circulate the money, or we can say the dollar, in order for us to circulate that dollar. And then you will really truly understand the strength of that dollar when it continues to rotate amongst us on that continent. And I think that's the best thing that we're trying our best to accomplish that.
All right. Thanks, Brother Mike. Brother Oral, how's it going? So you the one started spearheading this idea. So how's it going, and where y'all at, and what do you think about the working together with the Dry Bones project?
I look forward to it, and I feel honored to just be on the panel with these pioneers, because they are pioneers, because they're already there on the ground. They have boots on the ground, and they're working there right now. So they're going to be able to guide us when we get there. When we send Brother Mike there, they're going to be able to guide us. As far as we're coming, man, it's like a dream. The Most High is all over this, because we are just getting calls from people all over in the family. Thank you, family, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of all 3 of us heart that started this whole process. We thank you, because I got to tell you, the prayers that you guys are actually putting out for us, they are working, because we have people that can do all these different things that we want to get accomplished. They're contacting us all over the place. Some already on the continent, a lot of them here. And so we are looking pretty good, Brother Yakoba. Things are running much faster than we can ever imagine it. And but we're not done yet. We still need people to just continue to support us in whatever way they can, whether it be monetary, whether it be prayers, whether it be donating things. As Kara said, we're a nonprofit. company that's just about ready to pop off. We're just waiting for the paperwork to come back, but everything is already in place. And so donations of heavy equipment, even computers, because the people there on the continent, they could use that. Fiber optic cables, cameras, anything, used vehicles, we'll take all of that because we can actually put it to good use. And then on top of it, if you have a business, this is going to be a tax write-off, as Kara says, for you. So the donations would come, and it's going to actually help us to move further faster. So we'd appreciate the folks continue to just help us whichever way they can. Thank you.
So Brother Karras gave me the website. Is it okay for me to show it?
Yes, please.
Keep
And
in
I'm gonna
mind,
paste
it's
it
still under
also.
construction. It's so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still under construction, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
We're
So
work in progress.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat for people who want to go there and check out the site, and also information from each one of the groups, because I put T3Me website out there. Stepping Stones, you stated that you have a nonprofit. Do y'all have a website? Same thing with Journey with Us. You all have a website?
Yeah, our website is going through. We have it. It's under construction. We're waiting for our branding person to finish up what they have to do with it.
Oh, okay. All right. And Journey with Us, do you all have a website?
So one of our websites is being created at the moment, but we do have a landing page where you can submit your email address if you want to stay in contact.
Okay. And also there's I created a area for diaspora and business on a TAIL forum. So if you all could put your information in there for your website and contact information, that'd be great, so people can, contact you all. So I have a question, because I know Sister Betty planning on coming out there, and she got businesses she gonna start. Are you all gonna help her formulate that and work through that? I'm sure you all had that discussion, T3Me.
Yeah, actually, her son is coming here the day after tomorrow. We setting him up. He come here at 2 a.m. We have his week planned out for him to be able to get everything put in place so the family can come here and make a smooth transition. So yeah, we got him. We're gonna take good care of him.
That'd be great. And just a suggestion, maybe y'all could film that, film his arrival and his journey on being a new arrival on the continent. That'll sort of be interesting.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
All right.
And real fast, Minister Yakoba, just real fast. Just want to let the family know that the website is up, but we're under construction and we're continuing to be adding more information. So as the days goes on, if you keep coming there, you're going to see it's going to be some changes, because we're going to start adding more information, because this entire nonprofit came together in less than a week. So we're actually, this is our 6th day of operating. So just bear with us, folks, but things are coming along real fast. I just want to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I was asking if you all could go to the TAIL forum and add your contact information out there. There's a section called Diaspora Businesses, and because until you have your website fully up, at least people could go there and find your email, stuff like that.
Oh, they can email us from our website. They can.
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, all right, good. All right, so I have another question. So, and I got other questions. But somebody removed the post, but I get this every now and then. Marvin Moore said, y'all have all these ideas and ways to start business, build infrastructure, but nothing to help the poor diaspora community. So is the Most High with y'all? I think that's a dumb question personally, right? I think it's a foolish question. And, this is to help the community if he was listening, right? It's all about building the community. What do you think, the water projects and all that was for? And what we're talking about here, I'm like, are you in a delusion? So anybody on the panel who want to comment on that?
Yes, can I take that one, bro?
Go ahead, bro.
We have men, we have brothers and sisters right now working for us. in Malawi. We have 10 acres of farmland that we're working on there. So now, whatever that person is talking about, he may have been drinking or something and missed a sentence or something. But yeah, we are. That's the whole purpose of us trying to do business here or do organization here to help our brothers and sisters there off the top. You know, so that comment, yeah, you can move on to somebody else.
All right.
Can I say something also? And I'll be brief.
Well, before you comment, Brother Oral, read what's on the screen.
When the Most High sent Moses to Egypt to deliver his chosen for us.
Can I say something real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
I can see it.
Let me just say something real quick. If we don't prepare, if those of us here don't prepare, there's not going to be anything for anyone to come to. Some people with money or people without money. So what we need to be doing now is those who have money and those who have the means are going to be setting up the communities and the infrastructure for those of you who don't have money to come when the appointed time is, when you get that call. But if we are just over here and we're like, oh, everybody's poor, I mean, because some people are poor, we shouldn't build anything. That doesn't even make any sense. So then we're not going to get anything done, you know. And secondly, he said, what about the poor? We're employing Africans, native indigenous Africans, to work on these projects. They're poor. They're much more poor than you are. If you're so worried about the poor, support the poor Africans over here by giving them jobs so they can work on these projects that we're doing. So that's my answer.
And
I
want to add, first, you know, you said Marvin Moore, so he's obviously, you know, of the male anatomy. So he's supposed to act like a man and really like we supposed to put ourselves in a good position. We're supposed to pick ourselves up. We continue to take on the poor mindset. Oh, we're poor, we can't do anything. Oh, I need a handout. It's grown men still asking for handouts in 2023. Like, infrastructure has to be put in place for people that comes in later to take advantage of the infrastructure. If they, like my wife said, if people come over here to nothing, that'll really mess people up on a whole nother level. They wouldn't be ready for that at all. So, you know, I think, man, some people need to man up, bro. That's how I feel.
Say it again, Tim.
And
Please say it again.
What I wanted to say, and Jacobo, what I wanted to say, in addition to that, is the work that Mike mentioned that we're doing. You see, things that don't make a big difference, make a big deal to us right now, are funds. That's at sometimes some people. I know it's times when I used to like be in the world. It's like would be disposable funds, like going out and blowing $500 or $1,000. Let me tell you, $1,000 in Malawi can actually put about anywhere from 17 to 23, 24 people to work for about 3 months. Okay, so let that sink in. So when we are actually putting money in there, we're actually putting people to work. And so if you look at the logo, why it's two hands coming together, that's the two sticks coming together. And we want to work in unity with our brothers on the continent, and that's our old goal. The people that are here that are poor, we're still going to be able to help them. But what we have to do is, as the brother just mentioned, we set up the infrastructure. We have the roads that people can actually go to the towns that we're going to be building in some of the places that's considered forests and things of that nature. We have to clear the way. We have to have things go there. People have to be there ahead of the people that are supposed to come after us. And then in the meanwhile, the people that are there, we're going to be putting them to work. So we're doing something for them. We're not going there like the other people from the other countries that just go there and suck up the resources, and everybody around there is still poor. And that's all I wanted to say.
So
let me add something.
Okay,
can I add something real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Two things. I want to tell Mr. Sky a big shout out because he said Judas was worried about the poor also. See how that turned out. But secondly, for Mr. Moore, you know, because they're obviously a Bible scholar, read the book of Nehemiah. Because if I recall, not everybody left with Nehemiah. So when you see everybody that's on this panel right now, you're looking at modern day Nehemiah. who are being sent to prepare for everyone else to come when the Most High gathers everyone from the four corners. That's all we're doing, is being obedient. So read your Bible and learn to be obedient.
So one of the reasons I wanted to show Mr. Moore's comment is because I had someone else say in a comment that what are you all doing for the poor here in the United States and our own people? I'm not giving to nobody, right? These type of people always have an excuse, right? And they don't do nothing. They don't help anybody, but they do like Judas, right? Shouldn't you take that thing and sell it and give it to the poor, even though he wasn't worried about the poor? He's worrying about his own pocket. See, these people want to stagnate us, right? They're the ones who come in to hinder the movement of the Most High, or try to hinder the movement. They don't do nothing themselves, and they don't want you to do nothing, right? And so, you got to expose these people, because it's like I say, when it comes to false prophets, if you let it go, it festers and it infects everybody else, and then things don't get done. So you got to expose them, right? These are the people who ain't doing nothing, but they're gonna be the first ones wanting to hop on the plane, get over there to Tanzania when that dollar crashed. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I roll. Y'all know that. So Brother Steve and I was talking earlier about the crash of the dollar and how the devaluing of the dollar is going to limit, or could limit, our ability to do things right on the continent. And so we know that by July, the Fed now is coming, right? So I think somewhere in between now and July, we might see a decline in the dollar, which is why it's already declining, but even more so. And, so how do you think we all should move? Because I mean, to me, I think right now, family need to just start pouring some money into these projects, right? We need as much land as we could get. We need as much material as we can get. We need to put feet on the ground. All these things. We need to be able to set up systems where, like when Sister Betty get there, we help her start her restaurant and whatever else they're gonna do, right? We got to do this. So let me ask you, T3 and me, and then we'll go to Brother Steve.
What's the question again?
So with the decline of the dollar, right, and the value of the purchasing power of that dollar, right, that gives us an advantage to buy property and land and goods and resources, right? And so the way things look right now, it could be the lowest currency on the market in the next few months. So how should we be moving to circumvent that, right? And also, even for you all, living there, right? The dollar gives you an advantage. And so if the dollar becomes, let's say, less than the Tanzanian currency, how do you deal with that? I mean, we don't know if it is or not.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on these type of problems that seem to be arising?
Like we've been telling people from when we first came over here, come and set up your business and open up a bank account. Now, when we were saying this, when we first got here, we got a lot of pushback from people. They were saying, oh, everyone doesn't want to come and set up a business. Some people just want to go and travel. Some people just want to get on a student visa and all this stuff, but they weren't thinking about the future, the long term. Not that there's anything wrong with getting on a student visa, but what's your long-term plan? Because when the dollar collapses, do you have a business set up over here to where you're getting money in the local currency in Tanzanian shillings? So it doesn't matter what's going on in America because you're outside of their system. And also, so the main thing is setting up a business, opening up your bank account over here, and getting hard assets. Land, that's first and foremost, because you need to have somewhere to live. Like, yes, we do need to invest in other things, but we feel like land is like the most important thing, because if the US dollar falls and you're renting a house out, and you don't have money coming in, like if you don't have retirement money coming in, or you don't have business money coming in from the US, you're going to be homeless within 4 to 5 months, however long it takes for it to completely crash. So, getting land, beginning to build a house, it doesn't even have to be something crazy or something large. It could just be a small house. You can build a house for like $2,000, a small 3-bedroom house, gold, looking into some of these African currencies that are backed by gold. The Ghanaian dollar, the Ghanaian currency, the Zimbabwean currency. So, getting into real estate, and I'll let Tim pick off because Naya just spoke up.
But yes, like she said, getting into real estate and really stepping and putting, taking advantage of really stepping into your gift. That's what we have to do. Step into our roles as men and women of the Most High and really believe in ourselves. We've been seeing so many people that don't believe in themselves. It's like you are no good to anyone unless you're able to look in the mirror and say, I can do this. People have to believe that they can, that they're worthy. Like, people are under the sound of this voice because they're obviously are worthy, but they don't feel that they're worthy to make the move. So I think we just have to pull our resources and really like get in position. You see the work that's going on. You see the progress that's been made. You see, like the brother just mentioned, brother Oral, I think he's not Oral, brother Karis. You mentioned the pioneers are already here. The pioneers have been here for 3 years, paving the way, showing people the way, giving people the game, putting people in position, helping people in place to put them in a better position, to put their families in a better position. Just get behind the people and support what's already here, and it'll only grow from there. People have to know that we are stronger together. We need each other. We need each other, no matter the age, no matter what you may think. You may feel like you know some more than the next individual, but you still need that person beside you. So I say people need to just, if you got this call, if you're able to be here, if you can understand the call, if you have the wisdom, stay in your role and play your position to help it move forward. Whatever your gift is, do that to the fullest potential that you have, and it'll be provided for you. You have to believe in your gifts. In this season, the Bible talked about how the people with the talents, some people sat on them, some people used them. The ones who sat on theirs, they lost it. And the ones who actually did the little bit of what they had, that was multiplied. So, you have to believe in yourself. That's the main thing that people need to do. Believe in yourself and your abilities, and stay in your lane and play your position, and the whole thing will move forward.
All right, thank you, Teacher and me. We're gonna go Brother Steve next, then Brother Karis, and then we're gonna finish up with Journey with Us, Brother Mike, and then Oral. All right, Brother Steve. So with this economy and the devaluing of the dollar, should we be, maybe getting some Ghana CDs that's backed by gold, or Zimbabwe dollars backed by gold, or or just getting some gold itself? What are your thoughts to hedge ourselves through these times?
I agree that if you can get your hands on some currency that's backed by gold, that's the way to go. If you can get your hands on some gold, silver, even, because right about now it seems like copper is going to be more valuable than the American dollar. So if you can get your hands on something outside of what you're used to carrying in your wallet right now, you'll be put in a better situation. And if we just can come together, we take a look at the people that are on this panel. I mean, everybody that's on this panel is doing something for the benefit of the people scattered across the four corners. Reach out to any of us that the Most High is leading you to. If the Most High is leading you to support what T3 and me is doing, reach out to them. If the Most High is leading you to reach out to us, reach out to us. If leading you to journey with us, to Brother Oral and Brother Michael and Brother Karis, what they're doing, reach out to them. Find out how you can help with what they're doing. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be monetary. It can be a skill that you have, can help them accomplish what they're working on.
Right, because the faster the things that we're doing, we can get them accomplished, the quicker we can move ahead to more things where there are more investment opportunities. Because right now we've been here, yes, for a couple years. T3 and me, I think they're been here about 3 years and journey with us. But as we continue to build these things, these things aren't the only things that we're doing, but we have to do one thing, take it one step at a time, and we can't move before the Most High. So as we pour into these endeavors, we will have more things that are coming up in the future. I know for our NGO and Brother Karis, we're gonna have to really get together, the two NGOs, to see if we can collab here, because a lot of what you guys are talking about are things that we are setting up here in Tonga. So if y'all are gonna be in Tanzania, we can definitely collab. If y'all gonna be in Dar es Salaam, Tonga, we can still collab with some programs and everything that we're trying to get off the ground here. But like for us, our NGO, we have projects that we're doing. However, it's not stopping at these projects. There are investment opportunities that we want to be able to present to the diaspora, but there are certain steps that we have to take. You have to get you have to make yourself known to the governments here, like we said, and you have to show them something, because if you don't, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be hard for you, you know. And so in the future, there are lots of things with building plazas, building homes, you know, not just for the diaspora, because our NGO, we're not only focused on the diaspora. We're focused on the diaspora and the locals that are here, because we feel like our diaspora need to connect with the locals. So these are projects that we want to do, because housing is something that is really needed here on the continent. It's not just Tanzania. So getting into real estate is a really good investment. So when you have NGOs that are or businesses that have real estate companies, or they're trying to build, you know, a real estate company or whatever, it's a good idea to start pouring in now. So with Brother Karis, with T3andMe, with everybody that's on here, yeah, you want to start getting in now, because in the future, you'll already have your foot in the door. Y'all, companies, yes, some companies grow to be big corporations. All of them don't. But if you start now, then in the future, when you do come over here, you already have something set up for yourself. Learning to live, somebody said, in the local currency is key. And so you have to get things started on the continent to transition from that US dollar to the local currency. And so that's something that we've been talking about already, is how to get off of the US dollar and transition solely on the shillings here, because this is where we are. And so that's key.
And I just want to ask, I'm just looking at the comment section really quickly. Brother Doug, you said, why is nobody mentioning the kingdom? I mean, all of us that's on here have been coming on this channel for a while now, so I figured everybody that's here should already know that what we're talking about is the kingdom. There's nobody here that was not led by the Most High to come over to wherever we're at. So I don't understand.
We're just walking as he tells us to. Whatever he instructs us to do, that's exactly what we're doing. And it's for his kingdom, because he's the one that's giving the order.
All right, thank you, Stepping Stone. Brother Carrot.
Hey, yeah. So I'm looking at the the chat, and yeah, there's plenty of questions and skepticisms, you know, and I appreciate it, you know, because here's the thing: we at least understand where our hearts are at, but the question that you have to ask yourself is, what will things look like in the next 6 months? Matter of fact, you really need to ask yourself, what will things look like in the next 90 days? And here's what's happening. They're telling you what they're doing. They're showing you what they're getting ready to do to this dollar. So really, if you think about it, you have to look at yourself and ask this question: what will I be looking like in the next 90 days with not doing anything? You know, you have to understand, banks are only there right now, really, to just take your money and say, too bad, so sad. Because when it turns to this next digital system, the CBDC, guess what? You're just going to have a token that everybody's going to start off with. That's what they've actually told you. That's not coming from my mouth. We're not making things up here. Matter of fact, what we're trying to do is we're trying to now have tangible solutions. We're trying to go to these companies, Ritchie Brothers, Caterpillar, all of these other heavy duty industrial equipment. Because guess what it's going to do? It's going to sit there. We don't have a booming economy. So guess what happens when you don't have a booming economy? You have excess material. You need to take it off your hands? Perfect. We have now, look, do you understand how big of a deal this is to actually have 3 ports? 3 viable ports. Because guess what that does? That goes to Uganda. That goes to Malawi. That goes to other places, other landlocked countries. Guess what that does? That literally creates other jobs and opportunities. Oh man, these folks from America, they're really sending it on over here. Do they really love our people that much? Do they really want to connect with us like that? But we have to be logical in this approach. Look, when you give to this, especially with Quest to Unite Africa, that will be a 501c3. So guess what happens? You get a ledger of what your donation is. Even if you can't give, guess what happens? We need your help. We need your talents. Folks have been doing office, administrative, technology. We have developers, website engineers. We have accountants. We literally have civil engineers that have reached on out to us that's there wanting to help. Do you not understand? Look, in less than a week, all these things have just people are coming through. People are coming through. But it's not going to be the point of, well, if the question that you have to ask yourself is, will I be able to step away when this thing gets here? It's not a question of if. We're no longer at that question. Well, if America gets invaded, they're already planning for America to get invaded. Well, if the dollar collapses, they're already planning for the dollar to collapse. And it's coming out of their mouths. Do you need to watch the Fox News clip? That's the most conservative news station on out there, and they're telling you that. So now here's what we have. And I'm going to tell you this. We're setting up a Zoom. Most of the people that's actually on this panel are going to be in the Zoom and then some. And that's going to be tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because why? Because it gives the folks there on the continent, they're fresh. It's in the afternoon, they're fresh. They can talk to us. They can explain to us. Hey, this is what's happened. This is what's going on. Everybody is engaged to do something. We're all trying to be engaged to do something. Because why? We're no longer talking about prophecy here when everything is happening. Now we have to talk about strategy. Prophecy turns into strategy. You just want to sit your behind down and just get rolled over? That's what the foolish people do. The foolish see calamity and do nothing. You better read some Proverbs. But we're here. We're all available for this right now, for this time right now. I don't know what else to tell you. I can't tell you anymore. You're just going to have to pray about it and be led by the Ruach HaKodesh. Because our people get so, I want to put in the CD. Banks are about to collapse. Oh, no, they're not. You realize that the federal government literally just injected people with cash until July. That's why I said you literally have less than 90 days. They told you the game plan. And then when everybody has their vacations and they celebrated with their fireworks, we have bad news to tell you. Like that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, if you want information on the Zoom meeting, please email me at covenantawakenings@gmail.com, or when you fill out the little web form on quest2uniteafrica.com, and that's Quest to Unite, number 2, Unite Africa, AFRIKA.com. Under donate, just do Zoom, and I'll get you added into the Zoom. So far, we have about well over 30 people, probably more and counting. That's going to be on the Zoom. Some are going to contribute. Some just want to listen. But trust me, look, Mike and Oral, and we're on the background, putting boots on the ground, getting equipment there, showing you all what we are doing.
Man, I appreciate that. If anybody told you, yeah, appreciate the work that you're doing and what you guys are putting together, man. That's definitely one of the missing pieces to help the thing move forward. So thank you guys for being obedient and putting you guys in position to do what you guys are doing. Thank y'all for real.
I say all praises to the Most High Yah, because He's the one who put it in our spirit. So I can't take any credit, because I got the inspiration from my Heavenly Father. So all credit goes.
All right, so joining with us, let's get some comments from you, and we'll start shutting down.
Yeah, hallelujah. Man, like everybody pretty much said it. You really gotta. That's like 2.5 months, really 3 months. What is really gonna happen in 3 months? So you really have to prepare. Your heart, your mind, and to really get over here. That's really our advice, is to really get over here, because Africa is Africa. And the people that's on here that's really in Africa, we definitely know it's different from what we're used to. So it's better to get over here as soon as possible, and really learn the culture, and get used to the government, get used to just the way of life here. So yeah, that's my advice, is to really try to ask the Most High what needs to be done, and yeah.
Yeah, try to get rid of all the conveniences. A lot of people, what takes them out of the land is complaints. And so you don't want to be in a situation where you can't go back to America, but you also can't survive because you can't let go of the conveniences of Babylon.
Yeah. So no fear, no fear. You just got to keep flowing with the Ruach HaKodesh. Just keep flowing.
And be sustainable. Like, don't eat out all the time. Don't go to too many tourist things. Like, when you're coming, you really don't have the time that we had 2 or 3 years ago. Like, you really have to be focused. You have to figure out, okay, where am I going to go and get land? How many plots of land am I getting? Where do I want to be? Is this a long-term plan? And then if it is a long-term plan, are you going to be staying there for 10, 20 years? Or do you want to possibly visit other regions of Tanzania to get a better price? You really have to be strategic about what you're doing now, because the dollar is not going to continue to stretch the way it used to.
Exactly.
All right, brother Mike.
All right. I want to ask the brother and sister at Stepping Stones. Roughly, I watched your show when y'all had that well dug. I know the first day it didn't go too well with you, but the second day you struck gold. Roughly, how much does it cost to have a well dug?
It costs about 8 to 9 million, and that's for the big machine.
Gotta give it to him.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's 10 shillings. So it costs us around $3,000, 3,500 to get the well dug, and that's because we couldn't use the small machine. The smaller machine costs around 1,500 USD, but okay. It just depends on what's underneath the ground. So you're gonna have to call someone in to show you what's underneath the ground. That's usually $100. And if the rock is too hard, you have to go with the big machine, and they cost around 8 to 9 million, depending on the company you go with.
Okay. And the reason why I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying that's T shillings.
Okay. The reason why I said that, because I was telling Brother Oral, for something like that, yes, I would have dug the well. And then at the same time, I would have had a or water filtration put on it, that'll be the bottled water company. And then at the same time, split it off and for the village to have their water. But the other side is a business side. The other side is for the village side. And so, I mean, you're still helping and selling at the same time. The village, they get their water free. Here, the other village that's not so close by, you can sell that water to the other villages or even in the city. And as for me, what we're doing, like I'm going to build a processing center, you know, for the crops and things that I grow there, have a processing center, because I do know that, you know, due to the heat, the crops, they spoil quicker because of the lack of electricity and the refrigeration. So yes, a processing center, and then truthfully, it doesn't have to be anything big. It does not. We thinking that everything got to be like a warehouse size. It does not have to be a warehouse size. And you'll be surprised what you can do with a processing center when it comes to different crops that you got coming in. And like with Sister Betty moving there, she got a restaurant. And this is what I would do. If I'm there with Sister Betty as she has a restaurant, I would talk to Sister Betty. Hey, sister, let me sell you my crops and you tell me the stuff that you need. I'm going to make sure that I have this stuff for you, you know, and she buying from you. And guess where I'm going to be eating at the same time? I'm going to be eating at Sister Betty's restaurant. Because you swapping that dollar at the same time. You're helping one another out. And so that's how I look at business as to helping our brothers and sisters out, going back and forth. And so, I mean, what we're going to do and what we're doing is really truly hitting all buttons that the people that we know here to get this heavy equipment there or this heavy equipment here and try to get it to where it's going to matter the most. Because when it's all over said and done, Africa is going to be the promised land for everybody, not just us. Everybody is going to feed off of Africa, period. And that's how we got to look at it. And this is not no fear doctrine. You got to flee. We know how many times we got to tell ourselves that the dollar is about to, it's about to go into its grave. When it's all over said and done, there's no resurrection for this dollar. Once it's laid down, well, it's going to be cremated. That's it. It's not coming back. And so we have to start looking at that. And we can't be, the United States go back from a scriptural point. No, they're not. They're not going to bounce back. Hang that nonsense up. That ship has come and sailed, and it ain't coming back. It ran out of gas already. It ain't coming back. And so we're going to have to really, truly, mentally and spiritually keep on point as to what we need to do. Now, things may not look so great, but I tell you one thing, it's better to be being stuck in a land where you don't have nothing to eat than you talking about a credit rating system and some robots overseeing your life. Now, which one you think you want? To be able to grow your own food, to be amongst your own brothers? Or you have a robot sitting right here telling you, hey, you getting out of I detect that you got an attitude. And then your credit score go down because you got attitude. How many black people do not have an attitude? A lot of us do. Somebody say, and please, if the machine ever call you out your name, what you think they use at the machine? He call you, the machine say N-word, and you get upset, you react to it. This is what Babylon is getting into. They're getting into that type of nonsense, these machines. And we're not trying to live like that. They really truly want to control your life. That's all they want to do. It's control your life. Tell you what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. And this is how you go worship me, your father, the devil. That's all. They've been blatant with it. So I fall back on that, Brother Yacoba.
All right, Brother Oral.
Yes, Brother Yacoba, my family, my panel members, you guys are my family. Okay. Over 20 years ago, I was having a conversation with a gentleman, and I was saying something to the effect, man, why are we so divided? I mean, we're just all over the place. If Africa ever came together, it would be the most powerful country in the world. That was over 20 years ago. I was saying that. And to see this, and then the idea of Africa, or I'm sorry, Quest to unite Africa coming together, it's just, I mean, I can't find the words to express this. And so this is why I can't take credit. This came from the Most High. And the fact that I remember that conversation from over 20 years ago, we have that opportunity here. But brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, those two sticks coming together, this is prophecy. I've heard Yacoba talk about this on so many different occasions. And to just be a part of this, I feel so honored. But I'm a vessel, ladies and gentlemen. And so everybody has a certain part to play. So I'm going to ask you, ladies and gentlemen out there that's listening to my voice right now, if you can afford it, our Cash App is $Q, the number 2, the letter U, the letter A, 400. So that's, once again, $Q, the number 2, the letter U, the letter A, and then 400 for the 400 years of our captivity here in Babylon. We have an opportunity to pave the way for each and every one of you, brothers and sisters. This is not just for us, okay? This is why it's a nonprofit. We're going in there looking to help. And in return, it's going to be reciprocated back towards us and back towards these people that are actually helping us, giving us that fuel to actually move forward. We're like a rocket ship, but we're not going to fake space. We're going to the motherland where we're from to actually pave the way and help the people that's here now come back. Those pioneers, I look at these folks like stepping stones, T3 and me. You brothers and sisters are there. I commend you. And I cannot wait to see you guys and give you guys a big hug, because you guys are actually pioneers, because you guys went when it was super unpopular to do what you guys are doing. And yes, sir, you guys are there right now actually putting in the work. So I am elated. I cannot wait to work with you brothers and sisters there, because this is the thing that I was complaining about over 20 years ago, how we have this crabs in a barrel mentality. And to see us now actually coordinating and looking to work together, it's bringing almost tears to my eyes, brothers and sisters. And it's no joke. I mean it, because I love you guys. And this is what we are supposed to be. Those two sticks coming together right there, that has to be something that has to be embedded in our hearts and minds, that we are coming together. No more of this fighting each other. We're going to be working together for the common goal of all of us. And when it's all said and done, all praises to Yah, because he's the one that gets the glory and the credit. And he wants us to come back there, because what we're going to do, we're going to be worshiping him in spirit and in truth. And I'll land on that. Thank you, brothers and sisters. And thank you, people, for listening to me, because I have a lot of passion for this, because this is so much bigger than me or anyone on this panel. Thank you.
So one thing I want to say is, remember when you all were part of the Christian church, and how much money y'all gave there? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And I'm going to tell you, a lot of y'all tighter than a tight wad, right? And so, because now you're an Israelite, right? And now that we're trying to help the community, sometimes y'all squeeze your wallet. And remember, y'all were giving 10% of your income every month. Now we need to build the community. Where are you going to stand up? Because I'm going to tell you right now, your 401k is going to be gone. Your retirement is going to be gone. You're going to be poor and you're going to enjoy it. That's what they said. You're going to be broke, busted, and disgusted, but you're going to love your captivity. That's what they're saying. Why? Because they're giving the whole world what they gave us. And what did they give us? Welfare, food stamps, right? They're trying to do this for the entire world. And they're going to destroy any valuable you have. And the land that you have, you won't be able to pay the taxes on it. You know why? Because your dollar ain't going to be worth crap. But you still going to have the same cost, the same value you're going to have to pay. We're going to be like Venezuela. So we got to get up and out of here, and we got to plan our way out. Don't think that we're not part of the Most High plan. This is how it works. Everybody be waiting for the supernatural. You still got to pack your bags and load up the cart and load up the horses and get in the line and march out of Babylon. That's just how it is. So let me get final comments from everybody. We're going to make it short. So final comments, T3 and me. Y'all muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say thank you for having this panel and putting this together. It's much needed. For the people that are, like having their comments and everything like that, we're used to that. We've been dealing with this for 3 years. You got to have thick skin to be in these positions. Minister Kobe, you get the same sort of
For real.
But he told us to pave the way. So whether it's 10 people beside us, one person, 100 people, the work is still going to get done. We got people brag, tell us like we got so much money, we got thousands of dollars and still not invest. People have literally told us like they're waiting and like, oh, I'm gonna wait and see what y'all do, or like all this stuff. And it's like everybody has all these excuses, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad or try to convince anybody of anything. I just know what's coming down the road. We can see the writing on the wall. And for those who, honestly, it's a situation now where it's the weeds from the tares at this point. Like if we're this late in the game and you can't see what's going on, honestly, like you're probably not gonna see it until that fire hitting you up your behind, the crack of your behind. So we like we said, we have the investments with if you want to get land, if you want to invest in farming and get payments out of it. So, I know there's a lot of retirees and they're wondering like, how can I make money? If I don't want to start a business, invest in farming because you'll get money back periodically. Also, where we are, where our land is, that port is the biggest port in Africa. So Tanzania is actually set to become a powerhouse by the year 2045. So we have to think globally. We know all this is going on. We need to be putting ourselves in positions. We need to be buying up real estate around the port area so that when these sailors and things come in, people can be, they're going to need to have somewhere to eat, somewhere to sleep. So putting up Airbnbs, putting up restaurants, all this stuff. Like there's so much stuff to be done here, so people just need to put their money where their mouth is, because everybody keeps talking like, and saying all this stuff. And I understand that everybody isn't rich, but that can be a caveat for everybody, because like you said, there are people that are rich. There are people that are sitting on tens of thousands of dollars, and they're just sitting on it.
And they're about to lose it all too.
Like you said, like if you want to go fast, go along. But if you want to go far, you got to go together. So I'll let Tim jump in.
Yeah. So basically, just to piggyback off what she said, y'all know I'm big on just mindset, man. People just believe in yourself. We have to believe within ourselves that we are capable of doing something like this. We are capable. We are supposed to be doing this right now. We are called to make this type of move for our bloodline. I had a revelation the other day. I was telling my wife about it. It's like now we've literally been set free from them people. They've released the chains of bondage. We can see, and we literally have the option now to stay or go. You have the option, but some people love it so much they can't let it go. And it sucks to see it. And I understand what they did to our people and how they put us in that position, but you have to believe in yourself and know that you have a purpose. If you don't know your purpose yet, you can pray and ask the Most High to reveal your purpose to you. So when you come over here, you can use your gift to provide for your family. Fear is not something that He has given us. Fear comes from those television shows that we're watching, the unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves in the world. That's where fear comes from. Fear is not of the Most High. if you're battling within yourself about should I do this, should I go? I know I should, but I'm kind of fearful. That's Satan trying to pull you from what you're supposed to be doing. Faith and fear cannot occupy the same vessel. So if you're feeling the call, if you're feeling the urge to come over here, you know you're supposed to be changing your bloodline, the way that they operate. You know their system isn't good. You know that our grandparents and great-grandparents believed in something that didn't provide anything for them, and it's falling right before our eyes. What's the point of continuing to hold on to that? There's other options around the world. We've been showing people for the last 3 years. There's other people on the panel who've been showing people what's possible. So it's other things that can be done. You just have to believe in yourself, put your money where your mouth is, and man or woman up. We are adults. We are grown. I know Babylon held our hand and babied us and made us feel like everything was a cakewalk, but y'all, life not easy. It's gonna be hard. You got to pick your heart. You're going to be hard and mess, and you're going to not ever do anything and be miserable for not doing anything, or you're going to go to the hard road less traveled and build something for yourself and your family. The choice is yours. The Most High gives us all choices. So with that, I'm done.
All right. So I have a quick question before we move on, and this for the whole panel, right? So we got two different business models. We have one which is investment in the business of land, agriculture. The other, we have nonprofits. And with the nonprofits, it's a little easier because you say, okay, I'm gonna give it to the nonprofit, and the nonprofit says, here's what I'm gonna do with the money. I'm gonna buy the equipment, and we're gonna build infrastructure, and we're gonna build water, towers or whatever, and you can show those. But for the investment, let's say I invest in the agriculture and other types of businesses, what's the business plan, and what do I get for my money, and do we have quarterly meetings? And if I give $1,000, do I get a 2% ownership in the business, and all those things? What do I get for my money?
That's a great question. So basically, in a nutshell, what we're going to be doing is we're going to have two different plans. So you have the 1.5 year plan and then the 2.5 year plan. On a 1.5 year plan, let's say you give $1,000, your total return on that will be 40% off of what you invested. So if you invest $1,000, you'll be getting $1,400 back, and you'll get that in two payments, split in half. So it'll be $700 in one payment at the 1 year mark, and then at the 18-month mark, which is a year and a half, you'll get the other $700. If you're on a 2.5 year plan, you'll get 100% of your investment back. So if you invest $1,000, at the end of 2 years, you'll get back $2,000, and that'll also be in two payments, one at the 2 year mark and one at the 2.5 year mark. So yeah, that's basically the plan. And then of course, you'll also be getting statements so that you can see what we're doing with the money and where it's going to, and how the project is progressing as well.
So let me ask you if I understand correctly.
Of course, we'll have quarterly meetings as well, where we'll be, have the accountability calls where we can.
Okay, so let me ask. I just want to make sure I understand. So if I invest $1,000, I get 40% back of that. Can you explain that again? Because I it sort of went over my head. No,
I think they buffering.
Yeah, they're buffering. Yeah. All right, so we'll come back to T3 and me. Stepping stones. Final comments. Your business model, is it for profit? Is it nonprofit, or both?
Our NGO, which is a non-government organization, same thing as a nonprofit, is already established. It's based out of the U.S., and we have our Tanzanian branch here. So our NGO is for urban development and community activities as well. So that is nonprofit. What our nonprofit offers is just like what Karis and their organization is doing. You get that tax write-off at the end of the year. However, the other thing we're going to be doing is soon we're going to be opening up the area for, as the Most High leads, for volunteers. So it helps with residency. The other area that we're working in is the individual businesses that people are collaborating with, where you have income coming in because you're opening up a business here on the continent. So even if you don't have a lot of money, because I see this is a running theme for, you know, the comments, you can still invest, be a part of the businesses as they are starting up. Come together with your ideas, with your brothers and sisters, and form a business together so that you can have income. So those are the two things that we are doing. Covenant Awakenings, you know, he was in one of our meetings, and the Most High is giving different ones different ideas that is to help the diaspora. So it's for both profit and nonprofit, depending on which way you go. If you go with the helping to support our nonprofit, then you get your tax write-off. If you're going with helping with building one of these businesses, you get income from the businesses. So it's not dividends or anything like that. It is your business. So that is what we're offering. And I just want to say, this is what the Dry Bones Project is all about. I know it's been a lot of questions that we've received about what the Dry Bones Project is. It's what Covenant Awakenings and their organization is doing, which is what T3&Me is doing, Stepping Stones, Journey with Us. The Most High has given us all different mandates to do here on the continent. And we are all following his direction, what he has called each individual person to do. It's not the same because we're not doing the eco village. We're not building cabins. But those are things that the Most High has given other people to do. You understand? So I hope that you guys see how important it is for us to work together, because through this, everybody that wants to know about the eco village, guess what? We're sending them to Tim and Siobhan. You want to invest in the agriculture that they're doing over there, we're sending them to Tim and Siobhan. For Covenant Awakenings, if you're opening your business over here and you need the equipment, like they say, we're sending them to Covenant Awakening. Go ask this brother right here. They have this going on. So we have to work together in order for what the Most High has to come to pass, because a lot of us think that it was gonna be the way that it was during the first Exodus, but he's not moving exactly the same way. He's moving us in a different way, and we have to follow the direction that he's moving us. We cannot alter what he's telling us to do. Whatever he said, we have to stay on task. And for the ones who cannot leave, the Most High will provide a way for you to leave, whether it is right now or later on. You don't have to worry. All you have to do is trust in the Most High. If you don't have the money right now, you don't have to worry. All you have to do is trust in the Most High, and he's going to take care of you. He's going to protect you. But there are people who he is calling out now, and we are the ones that are here that he's using to set shop up for when you do come. We're not leaving anybody behind because we don't have the ability to. It's the Most High that's bringing us out. He's not leaving you behind. He hasn't forgotten about you, so you don't have to be afraid or be upset when people say that we're organizing these things. This is the Most High's business, and it has to be done. But he has not forgotten about you. He has not forgotten about your situation that you're in. You just have to hold on and trust him, and he will take care of you, and he will bring you out just like he brought us out. Walk by faith and not by sight. Don't lean unto your own understanding, but trust in him in all your ways. And that's, I'll end right there. Go ahead. You have anything to say?
And I just want to say this real quick. I had a conversation with Brother Tim earlier this week. I know during some of their consultations and our consultation, we've been getting the same questions. That some people feel like, where should I be supporting? Those who have decided they want to support, Where should I be supporting? Listen, wherever the Most High is leading you, that's where you need to put your resources. Don't feel like you have to put something everywhere. If the Most High tells you send a donation or invest with T3andMe, then that's exactly what you do. Don't worry about stepping stones to home. Don't worry about journey with us. Don't worry about covenant awakenings. If that is what the Most High is leading you to do, that's what you do. All we have to do is be obedient, like my wife was saying, and do what the Most High is telling you to do. We appreciate everybody. I hope I can say this for everybody on the panel. Everybody that has given to the different things that we're all doing, we appreciate you. We thank you. We love you. But don't feel like you got to be stressed out. Don't feel like you got to be stressed out, stretched out, or run thin. Wherever the Most High is leading you, that's what you do. You know, we all might have different projects, but we have one mindset, and that is to prepare a place for those who are coming in the lane that the Most High has us. All of us are walking in the lane that the Most High has us. So whichever lane he's telling you to get in line with, that's what you do. And I know Don P's not in here tonight, so I'm gonna land my plane there. I'll say it for him.
All right, so let me go back to T3andMe to clarify the investment, like 1,040% on that.
Yes. So, for example, if you invest $1,000, your return on that investment, you would make a 40% return on your investment. So, if you invested $1,000, your 40% return would be $1,400. So, you've made $400 from investing $1,000. So, you'll get your total payments split up into 2 payments. So, it'll be one at the 1 year mark and one at the 1.5 year mark, $700 each. That's if you invest $1,000. If you go in on a longer term investment, the 2.5 year investment, you see a greater return, but of course you'll have to wait longer. So with that one, you would get 100% of whatever you invested back. So if you invested 1,000, you would get back 2,000, and that would be split up over 2 payments as well. So
let me ask you, what if I want to be a partner with you all in the the agribusiness, let's say? How would that, is that possible or what?
Yeah, so we also have the business we set up here, Ford's Herbal Services, and under that business we put agriculture and mining, some of the other all of the industries here we have under the umbrella of our business. So for those who want to partner, let's say you're in the States and you don't necessarily want to come here and set up your business yet, but you still want to like get involved, you can come under our company, kind of like the nonprofit, but you can come under our company, and as we can put you into the company as some sort of a position within the company, and then you can also apply for your permits like that as well, your residency permits. So some people have done that. Some people have actually gotten under an already established business here, and they were able to get their residency permits that way. So there's a lot of different options. Like, don't feel like, oh, because I can't go this way, I'm just, cut out the game. There's a lot of different ways to skin one cat.
Yeah, because in the States, we have, depending upon the type of corporation you have, we have the idea of shares, common stock, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You all do that as well? Will that be something people can do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. We have the capability of selling like shares within the company if people are interested and want to take that route. And also, just to clarify, just to piggyback on investments that you asked about, I know Brother Karras mentioned how you could have bottled the water and used that in order to, Brother Mike mentioned how you could have bottled the water and used that. We actually have I don't know if you guys know, but there's a brother named Moses West. He's over in, I think, Louisiana. He created an atmospheric water machine. So he created something that knows how to take the moisture out of the air and create water. So we're in talks with possibly getting one of those machines over here to do exactly what you just mentioned on, using the bottled water to actually sell and make a profit off of it.
Yeah, and that's supposedly the cleanest water, like the most electrifying water in the world, the water from the atmosphere.
Yeah, I spoke with that brother. He down in Texas.
Oh, Texas. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I guess we'll get more clarification as we move forward. But I think a lot of people probably would want to invest and have shares in a company as opposed to getting like a $400 profit off their 1,000. Right. I know for me, I would want to be a partner as opposed to, having shares. But I mean, at least you have the options for people who might just want to make a profit off it.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me ask you, what would your like as a partner, what would your benefits, like what would you want your benefits to be for something like this?
Good question.
Well, it's a percentage of the profit of the entire company. So as the company grows and let's say you become a multi $1,000,000 corporation,
Trillion. We're
then
gonna say trillion.
okay, trillion. I like the way you think, Tim. So $1,000,000,000 corporation, then there's a percentage that each share has, right? So 10%, 20%, 50, you know what I'm saying? There's only so many shares you can allocate because you'd probably want to keep 60% for yourself, controlling interest, right? And the other 40% is what you put out for investors, stuff like that, right? I mean, that's something you all would have to work out. But, I think that's what a lot of people would want to do because they're looking for a way to have that continuous generating income for when they move to the continent, right? So like if I put in 1,000, I just get the 40%, that's a one-time $400 profit, but I don't have no continuous generating income.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So
Hey, brother Yacoba, can I ask Stepping Stones a question?
Go for it.
Hey, brothers and sisters, would y'all be interested in bottling the water that you just drilled, or how would you all how would that investment work with you all there?
So the one we just did is at a government school. So
all right.
we can't use that one. But we are working on a few other areas, putting some more boreholes. So that is a possibility that we can discuss.
Because some of the other areas in our community will belong to us. So once that we get those boreholes dug, then yes, it's our water.
Okay. All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna leave my email address in the message. And we can talk after this.
All right. So journey with us. You all are building homes, right? And I believe what you all have is what, like a log cabin or something that you're building. And what is that going to look like? And will people be able to go through you to build one themselves, or will you sort of do like, help be like a construction company and help them build their own? So what would that look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, we're building wooden cabins in the mountain areas in the Usambara Mountains. So the goal is for our cabin to be our house and then to do short-term Airbnbs. So if anyone is interested in that, you can definitely reach out and we can tell you that process. But yeah, the long-term goal is to get plots of land all over the mountainous area and set up these short-term Airbnbs, because a lot of different people visit these spots, whether they're people coming from Dar es Salaam, so Tanzanians, like political figures that come up, or people coming up from different countries.
And can people invest in that business and have shares in that business as well?
At this time, no, not until we establish phase 2 for the cabins.
Okay.
But they can follow along with the process.
Okay, great. All right. So my final comments is going to be to Karis, Mike, and Oral. So when it comes to the nonprofit and people want to invest in certain projects, my understanding is that you all starting with Malawi, right? So on your websites, will you be showing like, okay, here's phase 1. Phase 1 is like Malawi doing infrastructure. Phase 2 is Tanzania or something like that. How would that work for the nonprofit?
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to show, because our goal is to be as transparent as possible. So we're going to definitely, each phase, we're going to be actually updating the family and letting people know what's going on. But yeah, we are going to be going a different phase. But here's another thing. If possible, we're going to have projects going simultaneously, if possible. Say, for instance, something we have an opportunity in Malawi, and then something pops off in Tanzania, then we're gonna actually have them both going on simultaneously.
Excellently stated, brother Oral. Because the key to this is it's a campaign, right? So the thing is that, well, we're gonna have theaters of operations, right? We'll operate in one theater, Tanzania. Well, what do you do in Tanzania? You got to offload the equipment, right? And so then from there, we have to have local transportation that takes things from Tanzania to Malawi, right? From Malawi to Uganda, things of that nature. So it's going to be a pretty, it's going to be an endeavor of a logistics operations. But what we're trying to do is we're going to try to build this on out, right? Full circle, that as we get to those places, we're getting the infrastructure there, not just in the actual land and resources, but the human capital, right? Developing, just personal relationships, talking to the people, seeing what the people need, and things of that nature. If you don't have a personal relationship with folks, you'll never go anywhere. And especially in the continent, on the motherland, you have to understand, they look at us, and first and foremost, even though we have dark skin or a dark skin hue, they look at us as just European minds and black bodies. And that has to be something that we have to get away from, right? Because for the model, we tend to say, well, we're going to get on in there and we're just going to punch through the walls and we're going to go there. No, a lot of people don't want to have their walls punched through. They just want you to sit down, right, and go through the actual door that they have set up, and they just want to have a cup of tea with you first and figure out who you are. Because if you have your family, look, this is my family. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see how you're doing this. And these are the things, as really as a nonprofit, we want to be able to do. It's a soft space. It's the soft environment, right? And then from that environment, then that's when the work comes through. Oh yeah, though, Quest to Unite Africa. Yeah, they work with Stepping Stones to Home. They work with Journey with us. They work with T3 and Me. Yeah, we see that. Because now, look, as we continue, that's the whole networking at atmosphere. Networking then provides what? Infrastructure, putting things on train tracks, putting things on the road, getting things on trucks, or if you're in the UK, lorries, and then getting it moved to that final destination. So then it can be utilized by the locals, not to get ran into the ground, but that they have training associated with it. Hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Matter of fact, do we have somebody on the ground here that could do this? You get what I'm saying? If you don't have it, then let's get some folks trained. Let's get some folks that have businesses here. And can you bring them on as apprenticeships? There are plenty of ideas that we have. I'm sorry, during this whole time frame I've been on here, I've just been answering email after email after email, because a lot of people want to understand what's happening. And yes, there are grants that are there. There's opportunities that are there. But the biggest thing is showing our people what we're doing, because when we're visual. We're visual. Oh man, look at that. When Stepping Stones to Home built that, or had that bore dug, and that water came on out. It wasn't just striking Eureka. You want to know what that did? That was the gush of like water in our hearts. That, wow, we can do it. We can do that. We can all do that. We put our collective efforts together, and we can bore through anything. Because if the Most High is for us, then who can truly be against us? No one. But this is really, it's a leap of faith. It's an act of faith. So, it's
So
dollar
let me ask you
sign.
something
Yeah,
right quick,
go
brother
ahead,
Karras.
brother Cooper.
So Marvin Moore, he's a troll, but he said everything y'all talked about leads to fear. Go look at your video without talking about it. Hurry up. This would have happened. Send your money and move to Africa. All I have to say is you ain't got to do nothing. You see that's the beauty of free will. You don't have to do anything. Those of like minds move together. Those who feel led of the Most High can move together. I say be cautious. Read your documentation. Know what you're getting into. Ask the right questions. Know what you're going to get in return. Know if you're, being a part of something that's just to help build. What would your answer be to him, Brother Kara?
Look, I hope he has that same energy next year. That's all I got to say. And 364, 65 days, however you want to say it, have that same energy. I want to see how that is next year when you're lining up to get a brain chip and you have to get your digital token issued to you for your daily or your monthly allowances. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're not here just begging for folks. If you feel led of the Most High to give, then give. Guess what? The mission's going to be done with or without you. With or without you. But don't be coming up on the land. We going to know your name, Marvin Moore. Don't be coming up on the land. Can you help me on out? Oh, weren't you that troll in the chat? Now, all of a sudden, that's always the funniest thing.
Hey, Karis, he be the first one talking about, can I borrow a cup of sugar?
Bingo.
He gonna be the first one being, hey guys, get me out of here. I'm stuck. They got the chip they putting in everybody.
Yeah, he made a comment and said, we are going to Israel, not Africa. I said, well, ain't that about a trip?
Go ahead and go to Alia Capitolina.
Capitolina, yeah.
Alia Capitolina. We'll see how you like it there, choking on that dust. Because here's the thing, I've been there. Go check out my website. You can check out CovenantAwakenings.com. You can see it all. Or you can, but my Facebook is still on up. Go ahead, see it. Go ahead, see what Mount Seir looks like.
Hey, Karis.
Yes.
So let me understand this. So all of what, 50 million of us is going to fit in that little slither of land right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
with half of it just being dirt. Everybody's just going to be playing soccer with rocks
and very little water.
And little water, exactly. Don't be doing too much, or you're just going to be drying yourself on out.
See, if they still think that's our land, they caught in that delusion, that they still caught in the Babylonian deception.
And the Most High is just going to increase it, so it's to their own demise.
So I think Brother Mike is the last one to comment. Brother Mike.
Yeah. So when you get these type of people on here making discouraging comments instead of being encouraging. So this is the reason why we got to step up our game. It's a lot of things that we're working on as an organization, as a people. And we want to have these doubters, and you go have your trollers out here catfishing. So at the same time, I will say this to them. You do you. And we're talking to brothers and sisters that knows that something is on the horizon for this particular country. And the country is letting us know what's about to happen. They letting you know. But then you get these trollers coming here talking all this dumb stuff, trying to get you fear, and just keep you in fear. And so what we do, me, Karis, and Oral, we always on the phone because we got a phone call from such and such, such and such, such and such. They want to have a meeting. Whew, I'm telling you, if you only knew half of the phone calls that and Brother Kerry just said, he's returning emails right as we sit right here, and we on this show. He's returning emails as he speaks. We got to make phone calls when we get off of this call, or this show rather. And so we're doing this. We're doing this for our people. whether the trolls want to believe it or not, or some of the brothers and sisters that has doubts, just stay tuned and make it a matter of prayer. First and foremost, make it a matter of prayer. You can't go wrong, because God's not going to lead you down a road that's going to get you destroyed. He's not. He has a desire, like the scripture said. He has a desire for no one to be destroyed. It seems like some people are walking themselves into a destruction. If you want to show it, say, hey, I don't think it's going to, I think that the United States is going to pull through. They telling you what's going to happen. They are telling you. And so we have to really, truly act upon what they're telling us. And we're going to do what we need to do as brothers and sisters for our brothers and sisters here and the brothers and sisters in the continent. Off the top, that is something that we're going to continue to do until Yah says it is enough. And I land my plane there.
All right. So I'm going to say this because there's a lot of stuff going on in the chat.
Oh, it is?
You all can do what you do. That's the, like I said, that's the beauty of free will. You don't have to participate, right? If you don't believe in what everyone on this panel is doing, then don't participate. It's free will. You do you, right? And when the economy crash, you keep doing you, and don't come looking to nobody for no help either. And let me share this right quick, because people just don't get what's happening. They don't want to know. All right. Why India and other BRICS nations want to create a new currency for trade payments. More than 13 months since the Ukraine-Russia war began and an avalanche of sanctions and restrictions hit Vladimir Putin-led country, it seems that Russia is taking its relationship with some allies to a new level. New currency among BRICS nations. The ties between Russia, China, India, and other BRICS nations appear poised to go a step further with the formation of a new currency. BRICS includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. You can go read the rest. Not only that, guess who else shaking hands with them today? France. France is shaking hands with China. America's being abandoned. The dollar's being abandoned. It will no longer be the hub of global international trade. You got a new sheriff in town, and their name is BRICS. And all of y'all with your 401k and your dollars and your land, you're going to lose it all. You know why? Because your money ain't going to be worth nothing. Just go look at what happened to Venezuela when Venezuela currency collapsed. There is literally no way to sustain this system because America has printed so much dollar and is in so much debt, and they owe China and all these other people money out the wazoo. They have to try to go to a new digital currency. And with that new digital currency, as the WEF said, you're going to be poor and happy. That's where we're at. And if you can't see it, I feel sorry for you. Little do I care, because you could do a little research. A little Google is your friend. Right? If you following just the information, a little Google it help out a lot. And understand this as well, right? Everybody don't have to agree. Everybody's not going to agree. And just like those people who were stuck in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And just like Lot's wife, when she looked back, some people are going to get caught up in it. That's just the way it is. This is family coming together to build, because we see what's happening. We see the writing on the wall. Many, many tekel you forcing. Y'all don't see it. That's good. That's good. Live in your fantasy world. America's done. I told you what, way back in 2016, the fall of the Gentile powers is happening just like that. Just like we said. And if you can't see that by now, I feel sorry for you. What's wrong with you? Some of y'all stuck in the politics. Some of y'all still stuck in the right-left paradigm, Democrat and Republican. And they all taking that money and run. Why do you think they're sending billions and billions and billions and billions to Ukraine? They're taking money and running. This is the way to filter the money. This is the way to wash the money. This is the way to steal from you, because they know the system crashing. So they're taking that money and they're filtering it and making millions and billionaires through Ukraine. Y'all don't get it. They leaving y'all high and dry. You've been sold out. You've been sold out. They betrayed you. I told you the 10 hate the whore. They're gonna burn her with fire. They hate her. Why? Because she got her feet on every nation and on every nation's neck. And they like, now we got an opportunity to jump ship. And Africa jumping ship, Asia jumping ship, Latin America jumping ship, and y'all think everything gonna be fine. Oh, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna have my 401k. You ain't gonna have no 401k. You ain't gonna have no retirement money. They're already talking about giving you a percentage of your Social Security, not your entire Social Security. Why? Because they're running out of money. That's all I gotta say. All right, fam. Do me a favor, panel, when you get a chance, if you have the time, if you can go here to the TAIL website and come to diaspora businesses and put your money in there. I mean, not money. You can put your money in there, but I'm sorry. Put your information in there. Put your information in there in the diaspora business. I'm not logged in right now, but put your information in there about your nonprofit, your for-profit, a summary of what you do, your names and your contact information, because most people this will be the first place they go, right? Since they're looking at TAIL, they'll go here and just to find out, okay, how do I find T3ME Stepping Stones Journey with us? I keep forgetting y'all name, Karis. What's the name of y'all business again?
It's Quest, the number 2, Unite Africa.
Quest to Unite Africa. There we go. Quest to Unite Africa.
Then send me your number in the chat, please.
Yeah, I did in the private.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, family. So I want to thank the panel for coming on, sharing with you all. You either a part of the vision or you're not. You either see the calamities coming or you don't, which is fine. Just like we warned y'all about the lollipop. Some of y'all ain't listen, and y'all see what's happening there. We warning y'all about the economy and where they're going with this new digital system and robots and AI. And some of y'all ain't gonna get it. And some of y'all think your money and your 401k gonna be there, and it's not. You think your Social Security gonna be there, and it's not. It's all dollar back. All right, fam. Thank y'all. And family, please go to their websites and support their ministry. Subscribe, like, and share. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah. And please support the Dry Bones Project.